when I started her on Equinety, I had taken her off of everything. I'd given up because I couldn't get her right on anything else. Hi, my name is Beth Murphy. I'm an eventing rider. I have ridden to the 3-star level on another horse, and this is my horse, J-Lo. Her show name is Air Count. We call her J-Lo because she's a powerful hind end and a beautiful face. And she has been with me since she was 2, and she's now 8 years old, getting ready to move up to preliminary and do a 1-star. And I expect we'll be competing at Rolex in the not too distant future. I bought this horse out of a field at 2 years old, and when I took her on her second cross country, she landed on her right front foot with a hind foot and ended up with a huge lump and was lame. I didn't know what was wrong exactly, so my vet came out and x-rayed it and found that number 1, she had side bone, and number 2, she had fractured the side bone. And she was a 4-year-old at the time and never really came sound again. I had her on Previcox and anti-inflammatory so I could lease her to a dressage rider so she could sort of pay her expenses. And the dressage rider got pregnant and stopped riding, so in July of this past summer, 2015, I started her on Equinety after seeing some success stories online. And I found after about a week I took her off of all other meds. She wasn't on anything other than hay, feed, grass, and Equinety. She became sound. I started her with lunging and thought she would not stay sound, and she did, and I increased her workload over a period of 2 months and had been recommended to never jump her again, and was jumping her, galloping her, hacking her, going out on the road. I actually planned on bringing her down here, which was a shocker because she hadn't stayed sound down here 2 years prior. So she's now come down and has taken lessons from top dressage trainers. Conrad Schumacher loves her. I've schooled her everywhere. She's competing training level, placing well, moving up to preliminary, and most importantly, has been sound day in and day out. To help her pain issues with injections, we did coffin joint injections. We tried to shockwave, and the problem is right in here. And the other interesting part of that is there was a huge lump there, and that actually has diminished in size to the point where it's barely even visible. It was massive. So we tried, I mean, she was on anti-inflammatories. We tried her on polyglycan. We injected her coffin joints multiple times. She never came sound with any of that. The only thing we were able to do is on perfect footing, groomed footing, daily grooming. We were able to keep her on a high dose of Previcox so she could do only flat work, maybe 3 or 4 days a week, just to sort of pay part of her expenses. And when I started her on Equinety, I had taken her off of everything. I'd given up because I couldn't get her right on anything else. She wasn't even 100% on the Previcox, and the footing was perfect. And now she's been competing and working down here on a grass field that gets no grooming whatsoever, and the only thing that I had changed was the Equinety. I think that everybody should try, I think that a maintenance dose of 1 scoop a day, every horse that's a performance horse should at the very least be on that, because I think it really supports their musculoskeletal system. But I think if you have a problem horse that has any lameness issues, back pain, SI problems, I mean side bone, I mean anything of that nature, I think they should be on maybe a 2 scoop dosage